Greetings and welcome to episode 125 of my Empire Total War Darth mod USA campaign. And before we start properly, my friends, I'd like to apologise for the lack of introduction to this particular video. I've been away for a week working, and unfortunately when I came back, the hard drive I save my footage to has unfortunately become completely unusable. For some reason it's just not working anymore. I've tried numerous things to try and get it working again, tried different sort of solutions that were put on when I did some research on how we could possibly fix it. Unfortunately it looks like it has just completely gone on me. So this footage I have saved of the previous episode, which I usually use to edit my introductions, has unfortunately gone, and so is everything on there. Now I know many say, well, man, I should back up. I back up my work every week, but as I've just said, unfortunately I've been away for a week working, and I didn't have a chance to sort of back it up. I'm recording this on Saturday. I came back on late Friday evening, so unfortunately I've not been able to back it up this week, and of course the week I don't back it up, it all crashes. So I've had to sort of get all the things, all the sort of materials I use for my introduction back up again. It's been not a problem, my friends. I mean, I enjoy doing it anyway, so it's not a problem for me. But I just wanted to let you know why there was no introduction. I know that many of you sort of really do contribute some wonderful advice. I'd like to put that in the introductions. Also, we have Austin, of course, who has put some fantastic sort of journals together for us to I've put out in the front, sort of give it that extra depth, that extra character to the campaign. It really does bring sort of that personal level to it, which I really do like. So I know that many of you have contributed to the introduction in many different ways, so I apologise, but I can promise you that for the next episode after this, there will be another introduction again. That will be introduced, and everything that I had to leave out from this introduction will be included in the next one, so I do apologise for my friends, but I'll probably do this one in 1080 60 FPS. I'll probably put this one out in all its glory, as it were. I can't always do that because the introduction does add quite a lot of extra to the campaign, and it will take almost like 2 days to upload otherwise, which I don't really want to have to do that. So, but this will be in 1080 60 FPS if possible. So I do apologise again, my friends, and thank you for all of your wonderful comments. Do apologise again for not being able to reply to all your comments as well, but working away, it's just not been possible at the moment. But back now, so we should see a fairly regular upload again, as it were. But if you remember last time, my friends, back to the campaign, we had a terrific fight at the Don here, and the Germans really threw absolutely everything bar the kitchen sink here to try and wrestle Chikask from us here, trying to wrestle the Don away from us here. But they failed, my friends. We absolutely gave them a real thrashing. We really did give them a real bloody nose, as you can see. Now, they still do have a formidable army still left. Some have only taken a few casualties. Some of them taken 8 casualties over this one. I mean, look at the number of guns they've got here. It's absolutely ridiculous, the number of guns they field. And the guns are the reason why we took so many casualties. You can see, of course, we're going to take a lot of casualties because of the sheer magnitude of the fighting here. All these armies condensed into a small sort of front, all of attacking the city. Fortunately, the city is fully fortified, so that did help us in a big way here. But as you can see, we took significant casualties, and there is no way for us to reinforce. That's the principal problem for us. Some of these armies have lost regiments, entire regiments. Those regiments will not be able to be replenished. Of course, we can use militia, and there's nothing wrong with militia at all. And we can also use, so we can include light cavalry. We can also put some colonial light infantry in there, but there's not the same. The replenishment isn't the same as bringing in this professional front line. But also you can see the veterancy now is off the charts. It really is a wonder to see. So we're replenishing and repairing and recruiting, bringing all defences back to full strength here. Now the council was asked the question, what do we do? How do we reinforce the Don here? Because as you can see, the nearest place we can reinforce here is from Ankara. Now, when we first took Ankara, we thought we would be able to replenish and repair and sort of send troops through the Black Sea into the Don. However, once we took Ankara, we quickly realised that we can't actually, and for some strange reason which I'm still not able to fathom, we are not able to recruit line infantry from here. We get dragoons. Now, dragoons could be used. We could, in fact, ship dragoons over there, take them off the horse, and use them as sort of frontline troops. Even if we upgrade to Army Staff College, as you can see here, there is still not the capacity here for line infantry, which is bewildering to say the least. So I have absolutely no idea why. Now we are surrounded. Let's be under no illusions here. Let's not put our rose-tinted glasses on. We are surrounded, but the foes we are surrounded by aren't of any significant strength here. Now, that is not to underestimate them. They do have these Riskers of Souls, of course. They have huge amounts of cannon. And they are brave soldiers, and they will, of course, absolutely come at us with all guns blazing here. And they will definitely get hand-to-hand with us if possible. So as you can see, we are still up against a formidable foe. So Ankara really isn't able to reinforce in the capacity we'd like to. There is, of course, Patras, which is the next nearest sort of facility. But again, the recruitment facility here is able to put line infantry into place, but we can only recruit 2 regiments per time, per year, as it were, per season. Again, that is not enough to really replenish or repair. Now, there have been a number of calls. The first call is from the councils to actually send forces from Vienna and Hungary and move them down through Zagreb into the port of Zadar here, and then move through the Adriatic, around the Mediterranean, and put our reinforcements in right behind here, the Dagestan here. For some reason have declared war upon us, for I have no idea why, and have just simply stood in this farm here of Krasnodar for a long time. And moving force, and then sort of slotting in forces behind them to replenish them and to sort of replace what we've moved out here. And for some reason, why is not this army here being replenished? It is indeed, sir. As you can see, the magnitude of the fighting still reverberates even now. That's how massive the fighting was around Hungary. And actually, this army here can probably do well to actually. We can actually put. Yes, I think we should put some forces into here to replenish.
Yes, sir.
What we lost. And also this army here as well. But there's only one regiment here that's out. We do need to fill these armies up. Gentlemen, thank you.
Yes.
These are thankfully at full strength nigh on. The defending force here definitely needs reinforcements. Now let's make that happen.
Forward! Waiting for your order. Crown and country. True. Anything more?
We've got enough guns here.
Sir.
I think we just put another 24 pounder in here just for that extra.
Ready? Waiting for order.
Now, is there anyone else here we can put guns into? And this has got full complement
Ready
here.
for order.
This is missing 1 regiment.
Yes, sir. Ready and awaiting order.
I think we put a 24
At the ready.
pounder here foot into this army here.
By the left.
Let's really get a pack a punch here now,
Humble servant.
if possible.
Sir.
And this one is at full strength as well, which is excellent to see. Of course, Vienna is guarded by an elite force anyway, so we really do have this. And also we've got this fort here standing in firmly in the way. And look at that. If they try to get to that fort, they're going to be absolutely bombarded to pieces here. We've also got Banska Stivianskia here, also fully immured here. So they're just across the Danube here. We've got the forces to replenish them here. When I'm moving the forces from here, we are quickly trying to get the Marines back up to full strength here. These army groups are our premium elite armies here. We do need additional Marines to replenish and replace here. We don't have an admiralty there. No admiralty here either. We do here. So we can actually get Marines in here. We've already got full Marine complements here. So it looks like we're going to have to replenish and replace these Marines here with additional units. But you can see, look at the fighting here. It was absolutely brutal. Some of these Marine fort units have taken a real pacing. We've lost 3 entire regiments.
Sir. Your orders?
And also, this regiment here, this army here, hasn't been replenished. Look at that. Hasn't even been replenished. Why haven't we replenished? That's an oversight on our part, because we've got these German forces loitering here around Saxony. We do need to take Stuttgart. Now, here's one of the key factors we've got to consider. If we take Stuttgart, it's going to effectively cut off the supply route of Spain to Prussia to the Germans. And Spain gets a lot of income, 6,422, from the Germans. So as you can imagine, if we take Stuttgart, it might even trigger that war with the Spanish. They may just step in here to try and open up that trade route again with them. That's a very, very strong possibility, but we do need to clear the north. We're also at war with Venice. We don't have the forces to move in against Venice just yet. If they spill outwards here, we are going to be in a lot of trouble, especially in Zagreb here. But there was a sort of an undercurrent of advice from the council saying that we in fact have a massive push and just clear all the Balkans in one go. So clear all of Hungary, clear Belgrade, clear Bosnia, clear Bulgaria, all in one push. And is effectively muster a force from Warsaw, from Gdansk and from Berlin, combine them together into one massive force and just strike down hard against all these forces here. There was also another separate piece of advice from several council members that if we really wanted to support the Don, which is key here in holding back all of these German forces, is that we actually take Istanbul. Now that would be an undertaking of epic magnitude. It really would be a titanic battle. Not only would we be fighting into a fully fortified city and a capital city, probably one of the largest capital cities in the world, but also it is completely surrounded by high caliber Ottoman forces, you can see here. These are not forces you can see. I know that some of them have got bows and you think, well, Mala, they've only got bows, but look at this, they have absolutely packed them out here. Nizam infantry as well. Plenty of firepower here, so we would effectively be, basically poking a hornet's nest, for want of a better word. And to stir this here, if we went for Istanbul, it would cost us dear, and it would take a formidable amount of planning, and also we would have to land here on the beaches here. There's a beach here, as you can see here, landing here, moving to Adrianople here, and then moving down the coast road, and then striking. They've got no trade coming in at all. No trade. We've cut the trade off here. They've got nothing coming in here at all. But that would require a substantial commitment here, and it would mean drawing off at least this army group here, or the forces here of the Marine Corps. Marine Corps have to get. We're missing 3 Marine regiments here. They may have to come in from other places. We've also got a huge force here in Hanover, which we are going to start moving into position. We need to clear this forces here as well. We've also need to clear this army here. What have we got coming in here? 33,393. So we could always up our taxes slightly here. Alright, our growth has really been booming at the moment, as you can see here. Growth is 148, so we really have seen that growth in the towns and the cities. 157 here. Population growth as well, which is good to see. But we need to hit back against the Germans, or we need to at least do something here to relieve the Don. Now we do have forces coming in from the homeland. We did have forces in Boston and indeed Philadelphia, which have moved. 2 armies, possibly even 3 armies, have now moved from the homeland and are en route to the Don. So that might give us the breathing space we need to be able to actually focus our efforts elsewhere. Now we have to be careful of Spain. As you can see, Spain does still have a formidable force on the borders here. And we really can't ignore this. I mean, look at that. We cannot ignore this threat here. If we take Stuttgart, there's every chance that Spain they're going to kick back against that in a big way. I believe that Amsterdam is absolutely packed to the rafters with forces. Look at that. I mean, this is nothing to be sniffed at all. It really isn't. We are talking really frontline caliber troops here from the Spanish, and they could unleash this upon us. So if we move from Hanover, it has to be controlled and disciplined. And again, these armies are still replenishing from the fighting. That's how brutal the fighting has been. We've got this army here, which I think we can probably... We need cannon here. Do we have cannon here? Indeed, sir. So let's get the cannon into here. I think we'll have one more cannon. And I think we'll have engineers as well, the foot guards here, unless we've got... Do we have enough cavalry? Cavalry's going to play a crucial part here. The balance of the army has to be right here. We've got 4 regiments. I think we'll put another regiment in here.
Forward! Anything more? And country!
I think one more gun. We're going to really pack this army up because the fire support really has proven
Orders.
a massive difference for us. We're then going to begin sending this army across here
Make ready.
into the border into Hanover. And we did have these, you can see these 3 fleets here ready. Now these were ready to move here, all the way here to Zadar, and then pick up those forces moving through here. But I think because we got forces moving to the Don from the homeland, we might actually readjust our plans and take the council's advice. We might even launch an attack against here, but what we need to do is have the... Ideally, I'd like the Marines to do that, to take that task on, but it's going to take a number of months for them to replenish here. We've also missing 3 regiments here.
Sir. Your humble servant.
We might have to move forces to the Grenadiers or even the Guards into the Marines to compensate for those losses.
Ready and awaiting orders.
There's a Marine here, so we can actually put one of the Marines back into there as well.
Yes, sir.
We're also missing... There's no cannon here at all, so I'd like to put some cannon in here, if possible. We can't recruit anything just yet. We've got these forces here, but I think we'll try and clear Hungary. If we can clear Hungary, we've effectively then punched a hole through the sort of the main defence here. I think that might be our plan. We'll also start moving forces, I think, into here to start clearing these forces out. So just behind the scenes, what we will start to do is build up an army group here.
Your orders. Make ready. Yes.
Plenty of firepower here.
Your humble servant.
Here also, what have we got here? 24-pounder foot.
Make ready.
This is an excellent army here.
Yes.
Oh, look at that general there as well. General Ali here.
Ready for order.
Not enough firepower, plenty of horse. We need to retrofit some of these as well, which we haven't had a chance to do just yet.
Make
I think
ready.
we'll start pulling some of these forces off the front lines here. General Fisher,
Sir.
to Curtis.
Yes, sir.
Also, we need to pull some of the forces away from here as well. Now these still need to replenish. We've still got Prague fully under our control,
Sir.
so this Prague won't fall in any great hurry.
Yes.
Let's pull some forces away from here. What have we got here? This is an excellent army. We'll pull this army away when it's ready.
Make ready.
We'll also use this army as well. It's got 1 cannon, but got plenty of cavalry, which we always need.
Sir. Make ready.
I think we'll pull this force here as well, just away from the main body.
Forward. Your humble servant. Sir. Ready for
And this
order.
army here, which is well equipped for the fight. No general leading it, but it'll be like it'll be more of an army
Make
that will be used to
ready.
bring in lots of reinforcements. We've got cannon being produced here as well, and we've got plenty of reserves here. We'll put another army together here in Denmark. Also here
Yes, sir.
in Stockholm, we can start probably moving shipping armies across from here as well. I think we might have to start moving some armies, some forces across. Actually, I've got continental. Can we get Continental Marines in Philadelphia here? First Delaware we've already got. Where can we get the US Continental? Wait a minute, there it is. There it is. So 1 more here, and 1 more here as well, which we are definitely going to get, and 1 more here. So we can replenish our losses and send them across from Philadelphia. Let's end the turn here. Let's see what comes of this. Let's see what the reply is from the Germans. My goodness me, they've got a lot of forces there. We're just keeping that intelligence gathering going there. Nothing from you, nor you, Genoa. Now France could probably take... No, it couldn't actually. France is still stuck in limbo. If we hadn't given them the city there, then they would not have anything at all. And I have not a clue what they're doing exactly. How will Germany respond here to that thrashing they took in the Don? But I think we'll take the advice from the council and clear the Balkans. A number of council members have actually suggested we clear the Balkans using the Marine Expeditionary Force, or the Marine Corps, should I say, and removing that threat there. Look at that! They're rejigging their forces here. That's going to be another assault. I can absolutely guarantee it. Yep, here we go. Putting army groups into place here, ready to move. Yeah, that's going to be another assault there. And they're also gathering their power behind one particular town there. Now they're quite clearly going to try and move against the city here, but they're also all they want to do is move against this mine here. But we're not ready. They're going to outgun us and outnumber us here. That's a fight we can't take. We cannot take that fight. We're going to decline that attack. Yeah, they want to move against the mine, which is absolutely fine. We've got to pick our battles here. If we can clear Hungary and take the south from them, and we can take our time and take the north from them eventually. I think they're going to attack the Don eventually again with all those forces there. Yeah, here it comes. Here it comes. They're going to try and move against the city here. Look at that. That force could not repel that at all. That would just be a calamity. That might just serve us well here to pick apart one army. But again, it's still not in good nick here. So we'll reject that there. Again, this force will just crumble under that pressure. So they're going to quite clearly move in against us here. We still outnumber them here, but they've got a lot of guns. We'll just let them move in against behind. They're going to obviously surround us here, which is absolutely fine. Good grief. 13,000 additional men here. We really are up against it. And again, we need time to replenish some of these forces here, but they're going to move against us again without a shadow of a doubt. Spain. What will Spain do? Will they move against us as well? We could even move the forces from Ankara and attack Istanbul, but that would be quite the Herculean task. Dagestan. Mamluks, who, yep, of course, are going to be moving more forces up here, but they just don't have the need to attack us just yet by the seams of things. Norway, who have been staunch allies, but haven't really achieved much unless they do something now, and I do take it back, sir. Don't do anything silly, Norway. Do not do anything silly. The last thing we need is an ally attacking us. That's all we need. So let's just see what's going to happen here with this. Do they have anything around Belgrade?
Secrecy, my watchword.
They do, but nothing of great importance. Excellent. A lot of raids. But that was to be expected. And the fleets have arrived, sir. Our first task must be to get these fleets through the straits here before we get any problems with Spain.
Ready and waiting.
Mind you, with this task force here guarding,
Waiting further orders.
we've sent this force in to help just keep things under control for ourselves. We're sending additional forces into the Mediterranean. That's arrived. The fleet has arrived. Oh, look at that. And the army on here, look at that, ready for the Don. So we are going to be replenishing the Don. Will we get there in time? I'm not sure if we will, but at least we'll have additional forces moving in.
Any orders?
Right, that's arrived. You know that one's arrived. This one here is probably... Oh, look at that.
Where to, Captain? Yes, Captain. Ship's orders. Under sail. Ship's orders, Captain.
Oh, that's a lot of force there, my goodness me.
Set sail. Where to,
They
Captain?
do have quite a lot of firepower here.
Any orders?
Now we come up against that. That's a lot of ship there.
Ship shape and Bristol
I think instead of losing these forces here, unless we raid the trade line here and see what happens.
stations, make ready for battle.
We'll just stay here and get... I imagine they'll come out and try to attack us here.
Ready for
And we don't
action.
have enough here to hold it.
Ship shape and Bristol fashion, Captain.
Ah. Excellent, look at that. We can upgrade the port here. Bringing a lot more money in here, which is excellent to see. Brandenburg, look at that, wonderful. Again, additional force, additional money, 2,000 to regional wealth, which is excellent. All that money coming in all the time. Oh, Michigan. I think we'll have... Wait a minute, we've got this army here as well, just loitering.
Ready for order.
Well, that army could be of use to us. Why have we just got it there loitering in round outside Detroit? I know we've got a lot of forces, but I think because we've pulled them down from the Black Hills, I think we'll send them up here and send them to Europe. Let's get them active. And they're already combat hardened as well, which is good to see. That's absolutely fine there. Now we need to get these forces into the Don as quickly as possible. Now they won't reach the Don just yet. We've actually got these gentlemen here stationed here ready to move.
Aye, aye, Captain.
Got two armies moving in here.
Make ready. Prepare for battle. Aye, sir.
Now these can almost make it to the Don. But we're not going to leave anybody behind.
Ship's orders, Captain.
And the combat fleet guarding.
Any orders? Fleet ready. Ships cannot go there.
So making sure we keep everything well protected. Should anybody wish and desire... Oh, look at that, France there, getting hit by the Spanish in Algiers. How have they been able to replenish and replace here? Because they've got a lot of... They've got no money coming in here at all. So they have 4,000 going in here. How are the Marines doing here? Actually, we need to go to Pennsylvania to begin our recruitment of those additional Marines. I think we'll send additional forces with them. whilst we can here. Cuirassiers, line infantry, additional forces moving in. We'll send them on a ship. Can't waste that the ability to transport. And let's make sure we've got a ship here ready to move. Put them on a brig of war. Will we get to the Don in time? I'm not sure. We should get to the Don this time around. We should at least make it to the Black Sea with these forces here. How's the replenishment going on here for these? Still a long way off here. These forces are nowhere near it, but they're in much better shape than they were previously. So it's looking a little bit healthier.
Sir.
But this force really has taken a sound thrashing. I think we'll move this force out behind here.
Waiting for your orders. At the ready. Ready and awaiting orders.
18 men. My goodness me, we took a beating there, didn't we?
Make ready.
Going to pull them behind there. We'd have to leave these gentlemen as it is, but the Germans are quite clearly going to go for us in straight away here.
Make ready.
We could pull forces from here.
Yes.
There's a marine. There's your contact marine there as well. We could pull forces from here, but it's getting. We can't. There's no way we can't get to them. All the ports are closed off. We've got no port access there at all. How are the marines doing here? Again, they're nowhere near ready. Nowhere near ready. We have to hold our ground for the moment, and we're going to use this force here to push back. We're going to attack straight into this Balaton farm here and try and drag this army into a fight and all the rest with it. It'll drag these forces into a fight as well, but it'll at least pull in all these German forces. If we can clear the Hungary, it'll give us a chance to move down as the councillors has proposed and clear the Balkans entirely. It'll give us all of the south here. Just this one fight in Hungary will effectively clear all of this. I know we'll probably have an attack from the rear here, but we can deal with that. It's just biding our time. Actually, let's get these gentlemen up and running here. That's almost at full strength. Why these haven't been replenished, I have no idea. Now,
Make ready.
some additional cavalry. I think we'll pull this army into this army group as well. We are going to be moving forces in here to strike against them. I think Braunschweig. I think we'll use Braunschweig here as our our forward command post.
Sir.
We're going to start moving forces into position,
Forward. Ready for orders.
ready for an assault against these forces. Keep them nice and compact here. And again, I think we might just pull one of these off the line here. This general's army here is is in excellent position here. We'll just pull them off the Berlin garrison here. We can, of course, recruit plenty here from Berlin. Which is what we're going to do. We're going to start investing our money now in more troops. I think we might even get some shotgunners here. They do look interesting. I think we'll try them out here. Same here in Prague. Plenty of line infantry, plenty of cavalry. Let's really ramp up our recruitment here. We're gonna push hard against them here. And what is Norway doing here? Why is Norway landed here? Are they at war with Spain? No, they're trade partners. Now they're at war with... Oh, don't tell me they're going to go for Venice. Why are they here? Unless they've come to help us. In which case we'll let that go. But Spain, my goodness me, Spain is strong here. We have to watch what we're doing. So if we up our recruitment here all along the board, it'll at least give us that backbone of infantry. And we'll have to also... We've got 32 pounders there as well, which is good to see. I know this is an episode that might take us a little bit on the times of just preparation here. We might even be able to strike against these forces here, using some of the forces from Warsaw.
Ready for order.
Let's take an army group from here. Oh, look at that! That is a monster of an army, but it's crossing the river. That's the problem.
Yes.
Oh, look at that! Good grief!
Yes, sir.
That's a beautiful army, but again, it's crossing the river. We can't cross because of the way the city is positioned.
At
If
the
we move
ready.
this army just slightly into the trees here,
Immediately.
will that give access?
Sir.
That means moving this army out of the city.
Waiting for your orders.
Sir.
Forward.
Moving into the city,
Forward. For
and then moving
crown
out of the
and
city.
country.
Sir.
That's a good army to defend the city here. We've got to take a few risks. And actually, let's start recruiting here as well. Ooh, cavalry sharp. Ooh, Lancer Guards. We have some Lancer Guards. We shall not be caught on the back foot here at all, I can assure you. We have the facilities and the means to be able to do this. We're going to pull out these forces here. We're going to probably attack these gentlemen here, these forces here, the German forces here. Get the pressure gardens fully operational here. I think we'll attack these forces here with these army group here.
Ready and awaiting orders.
Let's stage them ready. Can they all move at the
Sir.
same time? They can
Ready
indeed.
for orders.
But this army,
Sir.
yeah, we can actually move down here.
Sir.
Let's prepare ourselves for the attack here.
Any further
France will
orders?
get involved.
Ready for orders. Waiting for your orders. At the ready. Troops. Forward.
We're not going to give them any leeway here. They may move against these forces here against us, but we're going to start pushing against them here. Right, let's end the turn. 50,000 coming in here. That's gone up. Army upkeep is just through the roof. Trade is being hit pretty hard here in Europe and indeed in India. There's nothing we can do about that. We've just got to take that and run with it. We're not going to be bamboozled. But I've got a very strong feeling that the Don is going to be hit very, very hard here. We've got this force replenishing here, but will it be enough to repel some of these armies that's still at full strength, which is daunting to say the least. We need to get these additional forces into the Don. We can't move these forces because we don't have any areas we can evacuate them to. We're effectively surrounded here. We've still got 10,000 here. Oh, it's Sweden. I almost forgot Sweden here, which we can, of course, recruit. Some puckle gun, which is... We're going to have to bring all of our available assets to bear here. Actually, we will have some... We'll have some blunderbuss as well, I think. Infantry. Let's end the turn, my friends. Let's see what happens here. Genoa, France. Ah. I'm still not quite sure what the France are planning to do here. Okay, that might stir the wrath of Spain, which you probably don't want to do because they control vast swathes of some very rich, very fertile lands. Here they come. This is going to be another assault against us in the Don. No, it's not yet. Oh, where are they getting these forces from? If any of the council can tell me where they're getting those forces from in the Don, where are they recruiting that number from? And of course, more forces moving into the Balkans. It's like they can read our minds. Don't be silly, sir. Don't be silly.
The sea is ours.
That's what happens. We're going to bring in a full fleet into here. We will not be allowing that to happen, I can assure you. My goodness me. Where are they getting those forces? But it'll give us a chance to replenish and repair in the Don and also get those 2 additional armies in as well. But we really are up against it. The Don is going to be facing a huge fight. And now they've got... Oh. Now then, now that could be quite a potent fight there. We won't take that just yet, but let's see if they move against... Yes, they are. That's more like it, sir. Now that's the fight we'll take, my friends. And in fact, we'll take that fight because look at that. I don't think we'll fight that one. I think we'll just let this one run its course. We lost quite a lot of men there, but still. The 24-pound foot there did. Grenadier Guards, Continental Marines did wonderful there. That army's dead. We have to replenish all of these now, but still, that was worth it. If we can pick apart all of our enemies, that'd be absolutely fantastic. Don't do it, Spain. Don't do it. My goodness me, Spain is so strong. And we left, or I should say, I left Spain to grow to this power. Now, the council said at the very beginning, man, I need to crush Spain while it's still very, very weak. I ignored that advice, and that is what happens when I ignore the council's advice. Spain is now a titan. Spain is now a titan. And we cannot and we will not allow that to happen at all. And Norway. Agent, of course. But we might send outwards. And of course they're hitting us pretty hard here, all across these police. That's fine. We're just going to let that just do what they want to do. That's more like it.
Sir, orders? At the ready.
We shall send them to Boston.
March! Your humble servant. Anything
Put
more?
an army together here, I think. Yes, indeed, sir.
Ready for order.
I think we'll have some 24-pound of foot. Some more. We have the resources, and by Jove, we shall use them, sir. Brandenburg. Plenty of forces being put into place here. We're going to put another army together here.
Sir.
In Brandenburg.
Your orders?
Again, if any council member would like an army at their disposal. We do have actually a request as well from a senator. And we are still waiting for the senator to decide which army he would like to take control of, which general he would like there. But there was a senator requesting that we actually put an elite force together in Pennsylvania, which I haven't forgotten about at all. I think what we will do is we'll use some long riflemen and some other additional forces and put together a strong force in Pennsylvania. I haven't forgotten the senator requested that we do that, so actually what we will do is we'll start that process right now of putting the Pennsylvanian force into fruition. Denmark has seen a massive increase in forces. Look at that. We'll put an army here, a general in here. I think, what else can we do here? Probably some additional, actually more line infantry. Another army now. We're really going to start pushing our army, our forces here, growing them considerably. Bohemian Prague, effectively, has also seen a surge in troops here. We're going to try and put the force together here as well.
At the ready.
Going to need cannon. I don't think the Germans are going to be waiting very long for us, to be honest with you. Now we have brought them all almost up to full strength here.
Yes, sir.
This army's replenishing is going to take a while here. Now look at that. The Marines back in full strength, sir. But they've sort of moved in here. We don't want to get this force dragged into any fights here.
Ready for order.
This force is going to be used exclusively to tackle and push against Hungary, but they've reinforced Hungary. This Hungarian sort of redoubt they've built up here considerably. I think we might have to pull a force off here to aid them, or even forces away from here. I think Gdansk has got more than enough. I think we're going to put a force together here to really push against the forces they've got in Hungary. We don't need all these forces just stuck here at the moment.
Ready and awaiting order.
That's a fine force there, and commanded by a wonderful general. We're going to put together a really strong force here.
Anything more? Ready for order. Sir. Your orders? Sir. Forward! March! Sir. Your orders? Men! Forward! Ready and waiting for orders. Your humble servant.
Additional line infantry in there as well.
March! Yes. Sir. By the left. March.
Let's put an additional force in here and line infantry in here as well, just to have those additional forces in here. We've got fusiliers, plenty of cannon. This army there can probably take care of itself. I think we'll send this force down here as well.
Not possible.
I'll use this as a reserve.
Ready for order. Troops. Halt.
In case we can actually probably assault this force here as well and get rid of them once and for all, and clear all of our back lines here. I think that's what we'll do before we end this. Before we end this episode, we will do that. Innsbruck's been assaulted. That's fine. Yes, wonderful. Oh, excellent. Some excellent. Oh, -2 to morale in battles. Not good there. I think we might assault this force here and rid ourselves of that there, clearing our backlines entirely. And we can start then moving against these forces here as well.
Sir.
Recruitment here has stopped, but we're going to continue building that force.
Sir. Ready and awaiting order.
Prepare that. Just let them know we're not going to be moved, and we'll probably strike down right into the heart of this. We won't hold back. We will not hold back. We will strike right down into the nose of this here. So we'll pull this force in with it here. Strike right down into these, clear all these out of the way. But our real goal is to wait a minute. Is to clear that there. We also have to move these forces in here. We almost forgot that there. Let's just move them up to here now. Just had to move into place here, these armies. If we can get into the Black Sea without any potential hazards, that would be absolutely fantastic. We've got a very strong combat force moving in with them as well. We might even start clearing some of these out of the way here as well. Heraklion. Right, let's move this force out of the way. So we can move into there.
Sir, you asked.
I have no idea why that just happened. As you could see yourselves, my friends, there is no need for that army to be there at all. I did not request that army to move into there one iota. Not once did I ask that army to move into there. That is ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous.
Ready for action. Set sail. Gathering
Jump to
supply.
it and look lively.
Absolute madness there. Why that force would land there. It makes no sense at all.
Under sail. That is dry land. Take ready. Station. Battle station.
Sir, your orders?
Let's get all of these replenished
Ready
here.
and awaiting orders.
We're in that fight then.
Sir. Sir, your orders? Yes. Sir, your orders?
Let's upgrade that anyway, but why they landed there? That's probably it's probably dragged that army into that fight there now, which we probably didn't need. Or they'll just start sending all these forces in against it then, which means it's got to fight for its life there, right on the coast. You quite clearly could see that I sent it here. For some reason, it landed here. That doesn't make any sense at all. Well, what is? Oh, look at that! And they've all replenished these. They're all up to full strength, much quicker than I thought.
Sir.
That's good to see. That's excellent to see. At least we can hold against these forces here, potentially moving against us. And we have, of course, we do have these here, which we can. But again, we can't get line infantry for some reason. Line infantry seems to evade us entirely here in the Middle East. I have not a clue why. What about Cairo? Even Cairo. Okay, we can get the native African infantry, but again, absolutely unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. But now we've got these forces here, we're going to move. And our last act of this particular episode is to clear this port here once and for all. And that's going to be our battle, my friends, for next episode. I hope you've enjoyed this episode, my friends. I know it hasn't contained any much action at all, but it's been one we're preparing. But I can promise you, we've prepared this episode for it. But we're going to be attacking into the Balkans as the Council has recommended. And also into Stuttgart and clearing we're going to try and clear the north in its entirety, but particularly trying to clear the Balkans of those forces currently in Hungary. But I hope you've enjoyed this, my friends. Again, sorry for all the problems with the introduction. Thank you for all your understanding as well. Thank you for all of your wonderful advice, your wonderful support. It's been absolutely fantastic. It's always a wonder to read all your comments. I hope whatever you do, my friends, you're having a good time, and whatever you're doing, please be safe. But until next time, bye for now.